Did you know that mental health conditions are treatable and recovery is possible? Hi, I'm Ngenia Moyo. I'm your host on Let's Talk Mental Health. I invite you all to this show where you freely express yourself, and together we find a solution. For more details, you can contact 0777 93 73 92, and we'll be there to help you find solutions to whatever you're going through.
Good evening and welcome to ICU TV Men News. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. Zambia launches National Climate Service Framework. Zambia records over 3 million tons of maize. World Skills Africa Capacity Building Program launched in Zambia. 3 dead, 1 missing in record Australia flooding. Modric to leave Real Madrid after Club World Cup. With the news in details, my name is Miriam Deborah Gamani. Over 30 sacks of illegal fishing nets have been seized from the warehouse in Makeni following a joint cooperation conducted by the Lusaka City Council and the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock on Wednesday, May 21, 2025. Lusaka City Council Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba has confirmed the development in a statement issued to the media, stating that the operation was prompted by tips-off from the concerned members of the public. Ms. Mwamba explains that the confiscated nets were believed to be intended for various markets where they would be prompted unsustainable fishing methods and pose a threat to the city's ecosystem system. She further states that both the Council and the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock will intensify investigations and pursue enforcement measures against individuals involved in the storage and distribution of the illegal fishing gear. Ms. Mwamba notes that the exercise reflects ongoing efforts by authorities to uphold regulations that protect fisheries resources, which are crucial for food security, environmental sustainability, and livelihoods of many Zambians. The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has since reiterated its dedication to partnering with the law enforcement agency to eliminate illegal fishing activities and ensure compliance and relevant laws. Authorities are appealing to members of the public to report any information related to illegal fishing practices and to the relevant authorities. More in the following report.
Lusaka City Council, in collaboration with the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, conducted a joint operation in Makeni yesterday, resulting in the seizure of over 30 sacks of illegal fishing nets from a warehouse. The operation was conducted after concerned members of the public alerted the authorities. The Council and the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock would therefore pursue further investigation and enforce action against those involved in the storage and distribution of these prohibited fishing nets. This operation underscores the authorities' efforts to enforcing regulations and protecting the fisheries resources, which are vital for food security, livelihoods, and the environment.
Government has recorded a total maize production of 3,655,645 metric tons, making a strong recovery from the previous season's drought. Acting Minister of Agriculture Ms. Silva Masabo kicked off the announcements at the Mulungushi International Conference Center by revealing a projected maize supplies of 501,621 metric tons for the upcoming marketing season. Ms. Masabo states that the national maize supply is estimated at 4,040,600 45 metric tons, while the total requirement stands at 3,539,024 metric tons. She adds that the country faces projected shortfalls of 55,138 metric tons of rice, 327,938 tons of wheat, and 636,921 metric tons of cassava flour. Ms. Masewa credited the bumper harvest to the resilience of Zambian farmers and proactive government interventions, urging farmers to avoid selling their produce at undervalued prices. She reaffirms the government's commitment to maintaining consistent trade policies and encouraging private sector participation in agricultural marketing. The World Skill Africa Capacity Building Program was officially launched during a dinner event held for trainees at the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka. The initiative aims to promote skill excellency in technical and vocational education and training sector across Africa. Minister of Technology and Science Felix Chipota Mutati officiated the event and welcomed guests from across the continent. Mr. Mutati emphasizes the importance of investing in relevant skills, technology, and innovation to meet the demands of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and enhance Africa's global competitiveness. And Ministry of Technology and Science Permanent Secretary Engineer Dr. Brilliant Habenzu expressed satisfaction with the growing capacity from TVETA lecturers. TVETA Board Chairperson Ms. Ngozi Ngwabilo noted that TVETA's vision aligns with the African Union Agenda 2063, which places a high premium on TVETA as a driver of economic growth, innovation, and youth empowerment. Meanwhile, head of cluster at GIS, Sabina Klaus, highlights that the capacity building program through the Skills Initiative for Africa (SIFA) has significantly contributed to the African Union Year of Education by supporting various impactful projects. The program, supported by the Germany Development Corporation and the African Union Development Agency, focuses on enhancing the capacity of TVETA trainers, teachers, and instructors. Ministry of Finance Dr. Situmbeko Musokotwani has reaffirmed the smart invoicing system will continue to implement it in Zambia. Speaking during the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants (ZICA) pre-annual general meeting workshop held in Livingstone, Mr. Musokotwani noted that the system plays a crucial role in curbing fraudulent activities, including the submission of fake invoices. Meanwhile, ZICA Chief Officer Anthony Wembia also addressed the gathering, emphasizing that innovation is now essential for accounting professionals as the country undergoes economic transformation. Dr. Musokotwani further urges citizens to focus on increasing the production of goods and services, stressing that this would support sustainable economic growth. He adds that despite recent challenges such as drought, the economy remains on the positive trajectory, supported by targeted investment in key sectors like mining and energy. We take our first break. Stay tuned for more news.
Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development. Welcome to the Zambia Research and
Welcome back. The Zambian government has officially launched the National Framework for Climate Service for Zambia, aiming to enhance the country's resilience against climate-related challenges such as droughts and floods. The launch event took place at Radisson Blu Hotel in Lusaka and was officiated by Honorable Mike Mposha, MP, Minister of Green Economy and Environment. Minister Mposha emphasized the framework's role in transforming the utilization of climate information to guide the decision-making across all sectors, thereby building a climate-smart agriculture and prepared nation. The event highlighted sustainable farming practices as a means to improve climate resilience. Representatives from organizations including Zambia Research and Development Center, Sayowa Mubita, and organic farmers promoted environmentally friendly inputs to mitigate climate change's impact. An inspiring story was shared about Carolina Manza, who through climate resilience practices was able to send her children to school, build a house, and install solar energy, water pumps, and a television, demonstrating the potential of such practices to enhance livelihoods. Minister Mposha acknowledged the collaborative efforts of the Zambia Meteorological Department, ZMD, World Bank, World Meteorological Organization, and other partners in developing the NFCC-ZM. He called for immediate and coordination action for all stakeholders, including the private sector, academia, and civil society, to ensure that climate services translate into tangible benefits for justice, resilience, and productive across Zambia. More in the following report.
The Zambia government has officially launched the National Framework for Climate Services for Zambia on May 22, 2025 at the Radisson Blu Hotel. This landmark initiative aims to strengthen the country's resilience against climate-related challenges such as drought and floods, which seriously impacted sectors like agriculture. During the launch event, Honorable Mike Mposha, Minister of Green Economy and Environment, highlighted the importance of the framework in transforming how climate information is used to guide decision-making across all sectors.
Defining how we use climate information to guide decisions across all sectors, from powering our homes and protecting our health, to ensuring our farmers are climate smart and climate ready, and helping vulnerable communities.
He emphasized that this effort is vital for building a climate smart and prepared nation. The event also showcased the role of sustainable farming practices in improving climate resilience. Representatives from organizations like ZRDC, Sayowa Mobita, and organic farmers promoted environmentally friendly inputs to reduce climate change impacts. An inspiring story was shared about Caroline Mwanza, who managed to send her children to school, build a house, and install solar energy, water pump, and a television, demonstrating how climate resilience practice can enhance source of income. The minister recognized the collaborative efforts of the Zambia Meteorological Department, ZMD, World Bank, WMO, and other partners in developing the NFCS-ZM. He called for immediate and coordinated action for all stakeholders, including the private sector, academia, and civil society, to ensure that climate services translate into tangible benefits for justice, resilience, and productivity across Zambia. This launch marks a significant step towards a resilient Zambia with collective effort expected to positively impact the lives of its citizens. Precious Banda, ICU TV News, Lusaka.
The government of Japan has expressed admiration for Zambia's contribution to peacekeeping and peace-building initiatives across the African continent. Commissioner for the Acquisition, Technology and Logistics Agency under Japan's Ministry of Defense, Takeshi Ishikawa, acknowledges Zambia's long-standing record of peace and stability since gaining independence. He was speaking when Zambian Ministry of Defense Permanent Secretary Mr. Mambo Hamaundu paid a courtesy visit at the sideline of the DSEI Japan Expo held in Chiba City. Mr. Ishikawa highlights Zambia's proactive role in fostering peace and security in Africa, describing the country as a symbol of peace. He also emphasizes the needs to strengthen cooperation between the Japanese and the government and the Zambian defense ministries. Meanwhile, Mr. Hamaundu reaffirmed Zambia's commitment to deepening defense and security collaboration with Japan. He notes that the anticipated accreditation of Japan's defense attached to Zambia would further boost our bilateral ties. Mr. Hamaundu also expresses gratitude to the Japanese government for inviting Zambia to participate in the DSEI Japan Expo, which brought together military personnel and exhibitors from across the world. Joining Mr. Hamaundu during the bilateral meeting were Major General Ruben Mwewa, Deputy Commander and Chief Staff of the Zambian National Service, Ms. Irene Musonda Habasimbi, Director of Research, Planning and Project at the Ministry of Defense, and Dr. Tobias Mulimbika, Zambia Ambassador to Japan. This is according to a statement made available to ICU TV by Ministry of Defense Principal Public Relations Officer Mr. Paul Shalala. Zambia's Minister of Education, Douglas Siagalima, has appealed to the international community to prioritize the needs of children living in war-torn countries. Speaking during the ministerial roundabout hosted by the Task Force on Ending Violence, held on the sideline of the World Education Forum at the Center of Global Development in London, Mr. Siagalima expressed concern over the conditions under which some children try to learn, constantly fearing their lives amid ongoing conflict. He emphasizes that while discussions often focus on conversational education system, there is an urgent need to address the situation of children whose daily reality includes the threat of violence and death. The minister urges the task force to intensify advocacy for these vulnerable children, stating that their voices and experience must be brought to the front line of global education policy. Mr. Siagalima also highlights Zambia's efforts in improving access to education through the free education policy, which has enrolled over 2 million children, additionally learners, many of whom may have otherwise been left behind. To accommodate the surge in enrollment, Zambia is expanding school infrastructure and enhancing learner welfare. Mr. Siagalima mentioned the abolition of corporal punishment in schools and establishment of healthy rooms where pupils can report abuse or violence. He reveals that government is building more boarding schools, particularly for girls, to create safer learning environment and reduce exposure of gender-based violence, stressing that the importance of encouraging girls to report harassment, especially from teachers, and affirmed that perpetrators are being removed from the system. Mr. Siagalima also spoke about Zambia's revised curriculum, which now includes lessons and values on ethics to instill a culture of respect or non-violence among its learners. More in the following report.
They cannot learn. No. Now, because here we are talking about ordinary schools. We must go further to think about those countries where there is violence. And the kids every day that they sleep, they are in school, and then they're thinking something will happen to us. So we must shift probably. And I want this task force, of course, yes, Minister, this is nice for us, because we still have problems as well in our various countries. But my thoughts are beyond my country now. It's about that child who expects to be displaced today. That child who feels, I'm already dead. What do we think about them? What should this task force advocate further than ourselves? And that is my real issue today. But coming to Zambia, yes, like Your Excellency was saying, we also did free education, and more than 2 million children now came into school. So you are likely to increase crime. But what it means is that free education for our 2 million children, it means that in the next 20 years, those children are going to be vagabonds if they are not brought in school. So you control them out of getting them from the street, you put them in school. So that is part of social control as well. Obviously, it meant that the infrastructure had to be expanded as well. And that is what we are working on. What we have done ourselves, of course, we also have outlawed corporal punishment in schools. But you know, isolated cases still happen. And those are our targets. So what we have done is something that we call being held by health learners.
Meanwhile, UK Minister for Africa, Lord Raymond Edward Henry Collins, echoes these sentiments, noting that children today face unique challenges in an increasingly unstable world. He emphasizes that the safety is critical for effective learning and cited disturbing statistics, including that 1 in 3 children faces physical violence and that 60 million girls face assault on their way to school each year. Lord Collins calls for unified global efforts to ensure safe-learning environments for all children, especially girls and those with disabilities. And Sierra Leone's Education Minister, Conrad, who serves as the Vice Chair for the task force, described the initiative as a moral obligation, stating that no conversation on free, equality, or inclusive education is complete without ensuring safety and around schools. Other participating nations include Malawi, Zimbabwe, Colombia, Pakistan, and Uganda. At a separate panel on girls in education, Mr. Siagalima lamented that the lack of global action in holding government accountable where girls are denied access to education. He pointed to Zambia's progress, noting that the free education policy has allowed girls to begin closing the education gap with boys. He also notes that more than half of 40,000 teachers recruited by the current government within 2 years were women, and another step towards promoting gender equality in education. You're still watching ICU TV Main News. We take a short break. Back is International Sports News. Stay with us.
At the Information and Communications University, we're not just educating students, we're shaping the future of Zambia and beyond. With a global perspective, ICU offers cutting-edge programs in information technology, business, humanities, engineering, and education. We combine theory with practical skills, ensuring our graduates are ready for the job market.
Whether full-time or distance learning, our flexible programs cater to the needs of every student, creating pathways for success. ICU is driven by innovation, research, and entrepreneurship.
We empower our students to be leaders and change makers in their industries.
Through strategic global partnership, including collaboration with leading universities such as St. Petersburg State University and others, we give our students a competitive edge on the global stage.
Our graduates don't just earn degrees, they create impact. They are leading the way in ICT, business, engineering, and more, both locally and internationally. Join the Information and Communications University, where your future begins today.
Thank you for staying with us. 3 people have died and another is missing after major flooding in New South Wales left more than 50,000 people under evacuation warnings. The record rainfall, now declared a natural disaster, was caused by a slow-moving area of low pressure and is greater than any in living memory for some residents, according to the Commissioner of the State Emergency Service. More than 2,000 emergency services workers are attending rescues, including of people who were stranded on rooftops overnight. NSW Premier Chris Minns said that they were far from the woods and urged residents to pay closer attention to emergency broadcasts as more heavy rain was expected in the coming days.
Guys, we're still stuck here at Glenthorne, still coming up, even though some people are saying it's falling.
An activist detained in Tanzania for 3 days has been released shortly after Kenya's foreign minister demanded his release. A top official in the ministry, Korea, said on the X on Boniface Mwanga was now back in the country. Lawyer and fellow activist Khalid Hussein told the BBC that they were together in Kenya's coastal region. The Kenyan activist was arrested in Dar es Salaam on Monday alongside Ugandan Agatha by suspected military officers, and the whereabouts remained uncertain. We take a break. Once we are back, we go into sports news.
Welcome to Zambia, a land of breathtaking natural wonders and diverse cultures, home to the Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Zambia boasts a rich cultural heritage, captivating wildlife and a promising future. Zambia is a nation rich in both history and modernity. In the heart of Zambia lies Lusaka, the capital and largest city located in the southern part of the Central Plateau. Lusaka is one of the fastest developing cities in southern Africa. With a population of about 3.3 million, Lusaka is a center of both commercial and government in Zambia and connects to the country's 4 main highways, heading north, south, east, and west. Lusaka has several cultural facilities such as museums and galleries, which include Lusaka National Museum and Henry Tayali Gallery. The city also has several parks such as Mundawanga Environmental Park, Lusaka National Park, and Chaminuka Nature Reserve that offer visitors a chance to see wildlife up close. Within this dynamic city lies the Information and Communications University, ICU, a place where educational traditions merge with future-focused learning, a place where innovation and research thrive. With a commitment to providing industrial-oriented academic qualifications, ICU stands as a beacon of higher learning education.
And in sports news, Real Madrid captain Luka Modric has revealed that he will leave the Spanish Giants after the end of their club World Cup campaign this summer. The 39-year-old Croatian midfielder, the 2018 Ballon d'Or winner, will play his final match at the Real Bernabeu home when they welcome the Real squad on Saturday in the final La Liga games of the season. Modric said on Instagram that the moment had arrived, the moment he had never wanted to come, but added that it was football, and in life everything had a beginning and an end. That sports news brings us to the end of ICU TV menus, but before we leave, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. Zambia records over 3 million tons of maize. World Skills Africa Capacity Building Program launched in Zambia. 3 dead, 1 missing in Australia flooding. Modric to leave Real Madrid club after World Cup. Thank you so much for watching ICU TV menus. For more updates, stay tuned to our ICU TV Facebook page or our website at icuzm.com. Good night and God bless.
Welcome to Zambia, a land of breathtaking natural wonders and diverse cultures, home to the Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Zambia boasts a rich cultural heritage, captivating wildlife and a promising future. Zambia is a nation rich in both history and modernity. In the heart of Zambia lies Lusaka, the capital and largest city located in the southern part of the Central Plateau. Lusaka is one of the fastest developing cities in Southern Africa